Alright guys, welcome back to my wave journey. This is episode 2. In the last episode, I was brushing my crown, and that got me thinking. A lot of people don't actually know the difference between a swirl crown and a beehive crown. So today we're breaking it all down. What's the difference between a swirl and a beehive crown? Which one is easier to maintain? Which one is better for elite waves? And most importantly, which one should you choose? If you're serious about getting flawless 360 waves, understanding your crown is one of the most important things. Let's get into it. Before I explain the difference, let's make sure we're all on the same page. Your crown is the center point of your waves. It's where your wave pattern starts. If your crown is off, your entire wave pattern is going to look messy. A weak crown can cause forks, thin spots, and broken connections. A lot of beginners don't even think about their crown, and that's a huge mistake. If you just brush randomly without focusing on it, you'll end up with waves that don't fully connect. So whether you go with a beehive or a swirl, you need to train your crown properly from the start. Let's start with the beehive crown because this is the most common type of crown in 360 waves. With a beehive, you brush your hair outward from a center point, almost like a sunburst. The waves form in circular rings around your crown, creating that classic 360 wave look. A lot of people choose a beehive crown because it's easier to maintain, and brushing outward is just more natural for most people. It also works with most hair textures, whether it's coarse or medium hair waves. You can always train a beehive. And another reason people like it is because it forms faster than a swirl, since most people naturally brush outward. But there are a few downsides. One of the biggest issues with the beehive crown is the bald spot effect. Since you're brushing your hair outward from the center, the middle of the crown can sometimes look thin. Another challenge is that it's harder to fix forks near the crown. If your angles are even slightly off, forks can form and they're not easy to correct. And I'd say the last downside is that beehive crowns are just so common. Now let's talk about the swirl crown, and this one is a little bit less common, but it's gaining popularity. Instead of brushing outward like the beehive, with the swirl crown, you're going to brush in a circular motion. It's going to be following a spiral pattern around your crown. Instead of forming horizontal rings, your waves actually curve into a swirling motion. A lot of people choose swirl crowns because they're just so much more stylish and unique, and a well-trained swirl crown looks crazy clean. Another big benefit is that you're less likely to have a bald spot since you're not brushing your hair away from that center point. The way the waves connect in the swirl also makes them look smoother and more continuous. But a swirl crown takes longer to train, and getting the angles right is harder than with a beehive. It also requires more precision, so you have to be extremely consistent with your brushing angles. And for beginners, it might be more difficult to maintain since it takes more time to form correctly. Now the big question, which crown should you get? If you want something simple, easier to maintain, and works for all hair types, go with a beehive. It's the classic look and forms quicker. If you want a more unique, stylish look and don't mind putting in extra effort, go with a swirl. It requires more patience, but when you get it right, it stands out. No matter which one you choose, the key to locking it in is consistent brushing. Always use a mirror when you're brushing your crown. If you're just guessing, your angles won't be precise. Pay attention to your natural hair growth pattern before you start brushing. Everyone's crown grows slightly different. Usually I use a soft or a medium brush on my crown, especially when the waves were still forming. Make sure you're wearing a do-rag at night. If your crown isn't compressed properly, it won't lay down the way you want it to. And most importantly, stay consistent. If you're not brushing daily, your crown won't train properly. Alright, so that's the full breakdown on swirl versus beehive crowns. If you're new to the wave game, I'd suggest starting with a beehive. But if you're up for the challenge, a swirl crown can take your waves to the next level. Which one do you have? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Yesterday, I accidentally uploaded a version of this video that didn't include the brush session, which is like the entire point of the wave journey process, or the wave journey series, I should say. But yeah, that video is still up. It's like 5 minutes long. Anyway, that video will be up for a little bit, and then I'll probably delete it but I just wanted to add in this video that had the brush session in it because that was like the whole point of making the video too. Right here, I'm just showing you guys what my waves look like as soon as I take off my do-rag. My hair does get shifted underneath the do-rag, which is why it looks kind of weird and it's laying incorrectly. I am on a wolf right now. If you've been following my wave journey, you'll know that. This is week 1 of my wolf, and my last haircut was a 3 against the grain. So not too short of a haircut, actually a pretty tall haircut, but my hair is thin, so you can still see straight through to my scalp either way, which is something I wish I didn't have to deal with, because if my hair wasn't thin, I could get shorter haircuts and it wouldn't look the way that it does, but it is. So it always looks like my hair is shorter than it really is, but I promise it's always a lot longer than you think it is. So anyway, just like the point of this video, now you can see my crown. What do you think I have? Is this a swirl or is this a beehive? If you learned anything in the video, then now you should be equipped to be able to name this type of crown. What type of crown does Wavemanmike have? All right, so now let's look at the left side here. You can see the do-rag definitely shifted the part near my ear. Dang, bars, I was rhyming. But anyway, that part near my ears, right there. You see that? I'm gonna just go ahead and grab my brush and then I'm gonna just fix that up, because why not do that immediately? This is a brush from thecutbuddy.com. You can get one using my discount code WavemanMike. Yeah, these brushes are actually awesome. I like the pointed tip there. It really helps out with my crown. It helps me focus on specific areas. I really like it. I've been using these quite often. This is the soft one. I also have a hard one. Also, I've been using the brushes from, well, yeah, the Cut Buddy. These are the Cut Buddy. That was at the top of my mind. I've also been using their combs too. They have some pretty good combs. Smooth Styles also has some good wave brushes. You can check them out and use my promo code WAVEMAN. I'm not just saying this because I have a promo code. I actually use these brushes all the time. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know these are pretty much the only brushes I use. Another example of brushes I use, I don't have a promo code for this, but 360 Wave Process. I don't have a promo code, but he does link his brushes on YouTube. So I'll go ahead and link some in the product section. That way, if you don't want to leave YouTube, you can just go ahead and click products underneath the video. And then it'll have some 3WP brushes. Now we can move on to the right side here. You can see my hair looks pretty dry. As I explained in episode 1, I'm dry brushing. This actually isn't the same video from episode 1. This is the following day. I've been recording videos of my waves just about every day, or at least I'm trying to, so that I can include them in these videos. One thing I really struggle with is not having enough storage, so I'm going to work on getting a hard drive. Well, actually, I already got a hard drive, but for whatever reason, it's not compatible. Well, it is compatible, but it doesn't work with my devices for whatever reason. So I'm probably going to work on getting another one. Either way, I'm going to still keep brushing my hair. But look, I'm working on these forks in this area on the side where the tapers go. And then I'm also working on this fork behind my ear. I think this wolf that I'm doing right now is really going to help me take my waves to the next level. Like right now, even if I put some products in my hair, my waves don't look bad at all. I'd say they look pretty good, actually. If I had my products in and everything, and if I wasn't doing a dry brush session, which I usually don't do. But yeah, just like in episode 1, I'm going to turn this into a 360 wave ASMR for the rest of the brush session. So sit back, grab your brush, and enjoy. Also, if you haven't seen episode 1 of my wave journey where I was brushing my swirl crown, go check that out next. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, those waves are not going to train themselves, so I'll be seeing you on the next episode of the wave journey. If they ask you who I am, I'm Waveman Mike, so subscribe, drop a comment, and don't forget to like. Enjoy your day.